Let's create a bulk import tool that adds records to a database using a CSV. This should take just a few minutes. First, let's grab a table component and put it in our space. And let's display information from our Postgres database. And then let's choose a function. I'm going to look for the function called list user accounts. This is a function that internal auto generated for me when I connected my Postgres database, and it allows me to display all the user accounts in my database. Next, I'm going to add a sort order. Let's do sort by created at, descending. So all the new records are at the top here. Next, let's add a bulk action button. This is the button that will allow me to do the CSV upload. And we'll specify what this action will do. So we're going to add new records to the Postgres database. And then I'll choose a function. This time I'll look for the insert user account function. Again, this is something that internal auto generated for me when I connected my Postgres database. Make sure that the source is set to file upload, since I'm going to be using a CSV to make changes. And let's change the button text. Let's call this bulk import. And let's choose some fields that we want to import into the database. I'm going to import the company ID, the email, first name, last name, the created at, and the onboarding status. That's it. And then we will configure each of these fields. So for the company ID, we're going to grab that from the CSV. Email, we're going to also grab from the CSV. Same thing with first name and last name. These values are all going to come from my CSV. For the created at, instead of that coming from my CSV, I'm just going to set this to the date and the time that the button is clicked. And for the onboarding status, I'm just going to set this to a default value. I'm going to call this active. So whenever a new record is created in the database using this import tool, we're going to automatically set the onboarding status to active. The last thing we'll need to do is go into the Effects tab and add an effect. We're going to refresh a component whenever the bulk import is completed. And the component that we're going to refresh is the table over here on the left. So we'll go ahead and choose that, and we're done. Let's go ahead and publish this and check out the tool. So now I have a simple tool that shows all the user accounts in our table. We'll go ahead and click on the bulk import button, and let's go ahead and drag in our CSV. And we've automatically mapped the column names of the table and the CSV headers. You can always adjust this if needed. Let's go ahead and review. Looks like my data is likely going to import fine. Let's go ahead and submit this. And we're done. So all records have been imported successfully. Let's go ahead and close this. And that's it.